I want to be very clear that if you take responsibility yesterday for killing 6 citizens, you're not immune just because you're at another location. You can't kill Israelis. You can no longer kill Jews and think that you can get away with it wherever you may be.
Mr. Bennett, thank you very much for joining us here on the programme. And we've just read that statement from the Emir of Qatar, who has said this is a flagrant violation of its sovereignty and security and a breach of international law. This is a blatant disregard for international law, isn't it?
No, international law starts with duty to defend your citizens. And I want to say that international law does not provide immunity for arch terrorists and the masterminds of terror attacks wherever they are. We'll get to any terrorist wherever he may be.
Well, in fact, international law is very explicit. No state may attack another without Security Council approval or a case of direct self-defense. So, frankly, you didn't seek any of those approvals. You've gone into sovereign territory, crossed the skies and launched this strike on a sovereign state.
You know, when the U.S. went out and took out Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, they didn't notify Pakistan in advance. That was also a sovereign country. You have to do this in order to eradicate terror. These are the people who control Hamas in Gaza, control Hamas in Israel. They are responsible for yesterday's attack, where Hamas took responsibility for the killing of 6 civilians in Jerusalem at a bus station. So a terrorist is still a terrorist, even if he sips tea at a 5-star hotel in Doha.
So you're saying basically that sovereignty is negotiable. International law is just a thing of paper. Diplomacy, these sorts of things don't actually matter, because we know that for the last 20-plus months, since October 7, Israeli officials have travelled to Doha a number of times, sat in hotels where Hamas was in another wing of that hotel and negotiated with their Qatari counterparts. How can they now trust Israel?
I don't need them to trust Israel. Qatar is a terror state. Doha is a terror capital. And we know that for the past 25 years, they've been planning terror attacks from Doha. They've been sponsoring terror and funneling billions of dollars to Muslim Brotherhood terrorists and to Quds terrorists of the Shiite. They're the only ones who support financially both Shiite and Sunnite terror. So I don't need their approval. I don't need them to love me. I need to protect our people.
Well, the United States, they're an ally of the United States. The U.S. has military bases in Qatar. And frankly, as far as keeping terrorists there, it was the United States under President Barack Obama who asked the government of Qatar and the Emir of Qatar to have the Hamas office there. So pointing the finger of blame at Qatar in this instance for housing Hamas, when it was in fact the U.S. president who asked them to do that.
No, but I'm talking about much more than just harboring. I'm telling you that, first of all, we attacked Hamas. Hamas is our target. We didn't attack the Qatari leadership or anything of that sort. But I want to be very clear that if you take responsibility yesterday for killing 6 citizens, you're not immune just because you're at another location. You can't kill Israelis. You can no longer kill Jews and think that you can get away with it wherever you may be.
So, Mr. Bennett, when the U.S. president tells the Emir of Qatar or attempts to, reassure him that this kind of thing won't happen again, are you saying he's in fact lying?
No, that's what you're saying. I'm not saying that.
No, he's told the Emir of Qatar this is not going to happen again. You're saying wherever Hamas is, we're going to go after them. So you would attack Qatar again?
I'm not going to say what we're going to do or not going to do. I will tell every terrorist on earth.
You said that to me in the last few minutes. You said we will do it again.
Let me be clear. Any terrorist on earth who's planning to murder Israelis, planning to murder Jews, will be killed if necessary. Nothing will be a safe haven for terrorists who want to murder my people.
And that is the position of the Israeli government, regardless of what the U.S. president is saying, that this won't happen to the Qataris again?
I don't think the U.S. president says that you can go murder Israelis and get away with it. He himself said that let me finish the sentence. President Trump today after the attack, said through his spokespeople that the Hamas leadership needs to be eradicated.
He did, in fact, but he also spoke in the last hour or so with the Emir of Qatar. They've put out a statement saying that the US president has told them this isn't going to happen.
Look, what I can tell you is my message, our message. The days where you can go around murdering and raping and burning Israelis. Let me remind you, it was Hamas who attacked Israel on October 7th, burning, raping, murdering 1,200 Israelis. Right now, Hamas is holding 48 hostages, of which 20 are alive and being tortured and starved to death in dungeons. So Hamas is the terror group. We are on defense. And when you take out terrorists, you're actually saving lives, and we're proud to do that.
Naftali Bennett, thank you very much for joining us here on the program.
Thank you.